Hello and welcome. I know many of us worry about how we can live healthier and safer as we age. A lot of us might not realize that small, everyday habits, especially bedtime routines, can make a big difference in our overall well-being. But here's a sobering thought. A 71-year-old man passed away in his sleep, and doctors pointed to a few common bedtime habits that could have played a role in his death. Today, we'll dive into 4 bedtime habits that are best to avoid after 70. Don't worry. This isn't meant to alarm you, but to help you make informed, simple changes that will keep you feeling your best. So let's get started. As we age, our bodies go through a number of changes, and sleep becomes one of the most important factors for maintaining good health. One common mistake many people over 70 make is going to bed too late. It can be easy to stay up a little longer, whether you're watching TV, reading, or just enjoying a quiet moment. But here's the thing. Staying up too late can have a bigger impact on your body than you might realize. When we're younger, we might have the ability to stay up late and still feel rested the next day. But as we age, our sleep patterns change. Our body's natural circadian rhythm, which controls our sleep-wake cycle, becomes more sensitive. This means that going to bed too late can throw off this rhythm, causing us to sleep poorly or not get enough deep sleep. And deep sleep is the kind of sleep that helps us feel truly rested and refreshed in the morning. Real-life example. Let's talk about Martha, a 74-year-old woman who used to stay up watching her favorite shows well past midnight. She thought it wasn't a big deal and that she could manage on less sleep. But over time, she noticed she was feeling more tired during the day, struggled to focus, and found herself getting more irritable. She didn't realize that the late nights were impacting her health. It wasn't until Martha had a checkup with her doctor that she was told how important a consistent bedtime was, especially as we get older. The doctor explained that a disrupted sleep cycle can affect everything from memory and concentration to heart health. Taking this advice to heart, Martha decided to adjust her bedtime. She aimed to be in bed by 10 p.m. instead of staying up until 1 a.m., and the change was noticeable. After just a few weeks, Martha started feeling more energized during the day and even noticed an improvement in her mood. Tip: you don't have to be perfect, but try to create a consistent bedtime that works for you. The goal isn't to be rigid about the exact time, but to aim for a schedule that gives your body enough time to rest. Try going to bed around 10 p.m. and see how you feel after a week or two. If you're not used to going to sleep earlier, start by gradually shifting your bedtime by 15 to 30 minutes each night until you find the right rhythm for your body. And remember, it's not just about the amount of sleep you get, but also the quality of sleep. By sticking to a regular bedtime, you're allowing your body to enter the deeper, more restorative phases of sleep. This can help reduce your risk of chronic health conditions, improve cognitive function, and leave you feeling more refreshed in the morning. Voiceover gently reassuring. It's easy to overlook something as simple as the time we go to bed, but the effects of small changes like this can have a big impact on your overall health and well-being. Don't worry if it takes time to adjust. Just remember that each night you stick to a regular bedtime, you're investing in better health and more energy for the day ahead. Another habit many of us are guilty of, especially as we get older, is using electronic devices before bed. Whether it's checking your phone, watching television, or scrolling through your tablet, we've all gotten into the routine of using screens to relax at the end of the day. But here's something you might not know. Using electronic devices before bed can actually make it harder for you to fall asleep, especially as we age. The problem lies in something called blue light. Electronic devices like smartphones, tablets, and computers emit blue light, which interferes with the production of melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone that helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle. When you're exposed to blue light, your body thinks it's still daytime and doesn't produce enough melatonin to help you relax and sleep deeply. This can lead to trouble falling asleep, restless nights, and even waking up feeling groggy. Real-life example. Let me tell you about Roger, a 70-year-old man who used to spend an hour every night before bed scrolling through his phone. He thought it helped him unwind, but more often than not, he found himself staring at the ceiling for hours, unable to drift off. When Roger went to see his doctor for a routine checkup, the doctor explained how blue light from screens could affect his ability to fall asleep. Roger was surprised. He had never made the connection between his phone habits and his sleep struggles. After his doctor's suggestion, Roger decided to stop using his phone at least an hour before bed. Instead, he began reading a book or listening to relaxing music. Within just a few days, Roger noticed that he was falling asleep more easily and waking up feeling more rested. It wasn't just about cutting out screen time. It was about replacing it with something more relaxing and conducive to a good night's sleep. Tip: if you're someone who enjoys using your phone or watching television before bed, try to make a small change. Aim to stop using electronic devices at least an hour before you go to sleep. If that feels difficult, start by gradually reducing your screen time in the evening. Replace it with calming activities that signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Reading a book, listening to an audiobook, or practicing a bit of gentle stretching can all be great alternatives. And if you feel like you must use your device before bed, consider using blue light filters or special glasses designed to block blue light. This can reduce the negative impact on melatonin production and help you sleep better. Voiceover, calm and reassuring. Don't be too hard on yourself if you find this habit hard to break. It's not about perfection. It's about making small adjustments that can lead to better sleep. Just by swapping out screen time for more relaxing, screen-free activities in the hour before bed, you can significantly improve your ability to fall asleep and enjoy a deeper, more restful night. Another bedtime habit that can affect your sleep quality, especially as we get older, is eating large meals right before going to bed. We've all been there, enjoying a late dinner or snacking late in the evening, thinking it will help us unwind before we head to bed. However, eating too much too late can actually disrupt your sleep and affect your overall health. As we age, our digestion naturally slows down, and our bodies don't process food as quickly as they once did. When we eat a large meal right before bed, our digestive system is still working hard when we try to sleep. This can lead to discomfort, indigestion, or even acid reflux. And even if you don't experience these symptoms, a full stomach can make it harder for you to fall into a deep, restorative sleep. Real-life example. Take Harold, a 76-year-old man who loved his evening meals. He often enjoyed a big dinner around 8 p.m., followed by a snack before bed. Over time, Harold noticed that he was waking up in the middle of the night feeling uncomfortable and had trouble falling back to sleep. He also felt more sluggish in the mornings. When he mentioned this to his doctor, the doctor explained how eating large meals late at night could affect his sleep and overall health. Taking this advice to heart, Harold decided to change his habits. He started eating his last meal of the day earlier, around 6 o'clock or 7 p.m., and replaced his late-night snacks with lighter options. He noticed that after a few weeks of adjusting his eating schedule, his sleep quality improved. He no longer woke up with a full stomach or indigestion, and he felt much more rested in the mornings. Tip: if you're used to eating large meals late at night, try shifting your eating schedule so that your last big meal is at least 3 hours before bedtime. This gives your body time to properly digest the food before you lie down. If you're still hungry before bed, opt for a light, easily digestible snack, like a small handful of nuts, a piece of fruit, or some yogurt. These options are less likely to cause discomfort and won't interfere with your sleep. Another key point to remember is that late-night meals or snacks high in sugar or fat can disrupt your sleep even more. Sugary foods can cause a spike in energy, making it harder to wind down, while fatty foods can cause discomfort and indigestion. Try to keep your evening meals light and balanced, focusing on lean proteins, whole grains, and plenty of vegetables. Voiceover, gentle and reassuring. Don't feel discouraged if changing your eating habits takes some time. It's all about listening to your body and finding what works best for you. Small shifts in when and what you eat can have a big impact on your sleep. And the good news is, even simple changes can make a noticeable difference in how well you rest each night. Many of us have a cup of coffee or tea in the afternoon to keep us going, or perhaps enjoy a glass of wine in the evening to relax. While these habits may seem harmless, they can actually interfere with your sleep quality, especially as we get older. Both caffeine and alcohol can have significant effects on your sleep patterns, and it's important to understand how they affect our bodies. Let's start with caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant, which means it keeps you awake and alert. While you may feel energized after a cup of coffee or tea, that energy can last much longer than you might expect. The effects of caffeine can linger in your system for up to 6 hours, and sometimes even longer. This means that having a cup of coffee or a caffeinated tea in the afternoon or evening could make it harder for you to fall asleep later that night. Real-life example. Linda, a 71-year-old woman, used to enjoy a cup of coffee around 3 p.m. to help her stay alert during the afternoon. Over time, she noticed that she was having difficulty falling asleep, even though she felt tired. After talking to her doctor, she learned that the caffeine from her afternoon coffee was likely keeping her awake, even hours after she drank it. When Linda decided to stop having coffee after noon, she found that she fell asleep much more easily and felt more rested the next morning. Now let's talk about alcohol. Many people enjoy a glass of wine or a nightcap before bed to unwind. And while alcohol can make you feel relaxed at first, it can actually disrupt your sleep. Alcohol may help you fall asleep initially, but it reduces the amount of time you spend in deep sleep. This can lead to waking up in the middle of the night, feeling groggy, and not feeling rested in the morning. Alcohol also dehydrates your body, which can cause you to wake up feeling thirsty or with a dry mouth. Real life example. George, 74, loved having a glass of wine before bed. At first, it helped him relax, but he started noticing that he would wake up around 3 o'clock a.m. feeling restless and unable to get back to sleep. After he cut back on alcohol in the evening, he was able to sleep more soundly throughout the night. He even noticed that his overall energy levels were higher in the morning. Tip: to improve your sleep, try limiting caffeine to the morning hours, ideally before 12 o'clock p.m. This gives your body enough time to process the caffeine before it interferes with your sleep. If you're someone who enjoys caffeine, consider switching to decaffeinated options in the afternoon or evening. For alcohol, try to avoid drinking within a few hours of bedtime. If you do have a drink in the evening, opt for a light beverage and drink water throughout the night to stay hydrated. Voiceover, supportive and reassuring. Small changes like cutting back on caffeine or alcohol in the late afternoon or evening can make a world of difference in how well you sleep. It's not about depriving yourself, but rather being mindful of how these substances affect your body and finding a balance that works for you. Remember, better sleep doesn't require drastic changes. It's the small, manageable adjustments that can really make a difference. As we get older, one of the best ways to improve our sleep is by sticking to a consistent bedtime routine. Just like children thrive on routines, adults do too. Our bodies find comfort in predictability. And when we establish a regular bedtime routine, it signals to our brain that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. A consistent bedtime routine doesn't mean you have to do the same exact activities every single night, but it does help to create a relaxing pattern of activities that help you transition from the business of the day to a peaceful night's rest. The more regular your bedtime routine, the easier it becomes to fall asleep and the better the quality of sleep you'll get. Real life example. Take Margaret, a 70-year-old woman who used to struggle with falling asleep. Her nights often felt restless, and she would lie in bed for hours, tossing and turning. One evening, she decided to try something new. She created a simple bedtime routine. She started with a warm bath to relax her muscles. Then she drank a cup of chamomile tea. And finally, she read a book for 20 minutes. After a few weeks, Margaret noticed she was falling asleep faster, and her sleep was deeper and more refreshing. Her bedtime routine helped her mind and body unwind, which made all the difference. Having a consistent routine is especially important as we age because it helps manage some of the physical changes we experience with sleep. Many older adults find that they have trouble staying asleep through the night, or they wake up feeling unrested. A calming pre-sleep routine can help to reduce those issues and improve sleep quality overall. Tip: create a bedtime routine that works for you, focusing on relaxing activities that help signal to your body that it's time to wind down. You don't have to spend hours on it. Just 30 minutes before bed can do wonders. Try incorporating calming activities like taking a warm bath or shower, listening to soothing music or nature sounds, reading a book or magazine, practicing light stretching or yoga, journaling your thoughts or practicing gratitude, drinking a warm, non-caffeinated beverage like herbal tea. The key is consistency. When you follow the same routine each night, your body begins to associate those activities with sleep, and it helps your brain transition from an active, alert state to one of relaxation. Voiceover, gentle and reassuring. Don't worry if it takes a little time to get into the rhythm of a new bedtime routine. It's perfectly normal for changes like this to take time to feel natural. Be patient with yourself and allow your routine to evolve into something that feels good for you. Even small changes, like dimming the lights an hour before bed or eliminating stressful tasks right before sleep, can have a big impact. The most important thing is to be kind to yourself and stick with it. With consistency, you'll notice the positive changes in your sleep over time. One of the most important factors for getting a good night's sleep, yet often overlooked, is the environment in which we sleep. As we get older, it becomes even more critical to create a sleep-friendly environment that supports deep, restful sleep. Small changes to your bedroom can make a huge difference in how well you rest each night. Let's talk about some simple ways to improve your sleeping environment. First, consider the temperature in your bedroom. Most people sleep best in a cool room, with a temperature between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. If your room is too hot or too cold, it can disrupt your sleep cycle and leave you tossing and turning. Many older adults find they are more sensitive to temperature changes, so adjusting your room temperature can make a world of difference. Real life example. Take Frank, a 72-year-old man who always found himself waking up in the middle of the night feeling overheated or too cold. No matter how many blankets he used, he could never seem to get comfortable. After learning about the impact of room temperature on sleep, Frank decided to try using a fan to cool the room down at night. He also switched to lighter blankets in the warmer months. Within just a few nights, he noticed a significant improvement in his sleep. He no longer woke up in the middle of the night feeling too hot or cold, and he slept more soundly. Another key factor is the quality of your mattress and pillows. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to pressure points, and a worn-out mattress can lead to discomfort and restless sleep. Make sure your mattress provides the right level of support for your body type and sleeping position. If your mattress is more than 7 to 10 years old, it might be time to consider replacing it. Similarly, your pillow should support your head and neck properly. If you wake up with stiffness or pain in your neck or shoulders, it could be a sign that your pillow isn't offering the right support. Tip: if you don't need a new mattress just yet, consider using a mattress topper to improve comfort. Memory foam or cooling gel toppers can provide extra cushioning and support, helping to reduce pressure points. Make sure your pillows are positioned correctly, and try a pillow that's designed specifically for your sleeping position, whether you sleep on your back, side, or stomach. Next, think about the lighting in your bedroom. It's important to keep your room dark at night, as darkness helps signal to your brain that it's time to sleep. Light exposure, especially from street lights or electronics, can disrupt your circadian rhythm and make it harder to fall asleep. Consider using blackout curtains to block outside light, and avoid leaving bright lights on in the room. If you need a nightlight, opt for one with a soft, warm glow rather than harsh, bright light. Voiceover, gentle and supportive. Don't be discouraged if it takes time to get your sleep environment just right. Start with small adjustments, like changing the temperature or switching to more comfortable bedding, and see how it makes you feel. Making your bedroom a peaceful, cozy place to sleep can have a significant impact on how well you rest. And the better your environment, the easier it will be to get the restorative sleep your body needs. Remember, you deserve to wake up feeling refreshed, and creating the right sleep environment is one of the most powerful ways to make that happen. Another habit that can quietly steal your sleep, especially as we age, is bringing stress and worry into bed with us. Our minds have a way of becoming more active just when we want them to settle down. Whether it's thinking about health, family, finances, or simply replaying the day's events, these thoughts can create mental noise that keeps us awake long after the lights go out. Stress triggers a physical response in the body. Your heart rate goes up, your breathing changes, and your brain becomes more alert. This is the opposite of what we want at bedtime. Instead of entering a calm, restful state, your body stays on high alert, making it harder to fall asleep and harder to stay asleep. Real life example. Let's look at Dorothy, a 75-year-old woman who found herself wide awake most nights. Not because she wasn't tired, but because her mind wouldn't stop racing. She'd lie in bed thinking about appointments, bills, or past conversations. Sometimes she even worried about not being able to sleep, which of course made it worse. Her sleep suffered, and she woke up each morning feeling drained before the day had even begun. After speaking with her doctor, Dorothy decided to try something new. Each night before bed, she started writing in a small journal. She'd list a few things that were on her mind, and then write down one thing she was grateful for. It became a calming ritual that helped her move her worries from her head to paper. After a couple of weeks, she noticed that she was falling asleep more easily and waking up less during the night. Tip: if you find yourself lying in bed with a busy mind, try building a wind-down routine that helps clear your thoughts. Journaling is a wonderful tool, but there are other options too. You can try deep breathing exercises, gentle meditation, or even listening to calming music or a guided relaxation audio. The idea is to shift your brain from active thinking to a quieter, more peaceful state. You can also try a simple technique called the worry list. Before getting into bed, take a few minutes to write down anything that's bothering you or things you need to do tomorrow. Once it's written down, give yourself permission to let it go for the night. Remind yourself that those thoughts will still be there in the morning, and you'll be better equipped to handle them after a good night's rest. It's also helpful to avoid upsetting news or intense conversations right before bed. Our minds are more sensitive in the evening, and taking in stressful information close to bedtime can keep us emotionally stirred up when we're trying to wind down. Voiceover, soft and reassuring. Remember, it's okay to have worries. We all do. But your bed should be a place of rest, not a place for overthinking. By gently training your mind to let go of the day's stress before your head hits the pillow, you're giving yourself the chance to rest, heal, and restore. You deserve peace at night, and with a little practice, it's absolutely possible to find it. One habit that might not seem directly related to sleep, but actually plays a big role, is skipping physical activity during the day. Staying active is about much more than just maintaining strength and flexibility. It's also one of the most effective natural ways to improve sleep, especially for older adults. As we get older, it's easy to become less active, especially if we're dealing with aches, pains, or limited mobility. But when we don't move enough during the day, our bodies don't get the signals they need to feel tired at night. Regular movement helps regulate our body's internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm. When we're active during the day, especially in the morning or early afternoon, we're more likely to feel sleepy and ready for bed at night. Real-life example. Consider Jim, a 73-year-old man who spent most of his day sitting, watching TV, reading, or resting. He often complained of poor sleep and waking up still feeling tired. His doctor gently encouraged him to try just 20 to 30 minutes of light activity each day. Jim started with slow walks around the block and some simple stretches in the morning. After a few weeks, not only did his energy improve during the day, but he also noticed he was sleeping more deeply at night and waking up feeling refreshed. The movement doesn't have to be intense or overwhelming. Even light exercise like walking, gardening, stretching, or Tai Chi can help your body feel more naturally tired at night. The key is consistency. Daily movement sends your brain a clear message. We've used our energy. Now it's time to rest and recover. Tip: if you haven't been very active lately, start slow and be kind to yourself. You might begin with just a 5 or 10-minute walk, then gradually increase the time as you feel comfortable. Try to get outside during daylight hours if you can, since natural light also helps regulate your sleep cycle. Fresh air and sunshine are a perfect pair when it comes to resetting your body's rhythm. You can also add small bursts of movement throughout the day, like doing light stretches while watching TV, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or dancing to your favorite song in the kitchen. Every bit of movement adds up and contributes to better sleep. Many older adults worry about exercising too much or hurting themselves, and that's understandable. Talk to your doctor about safe activities that match your abilities. There are plenty of low-impact options designed especially for older adults that are gentle on the joints but still highly effective. Voiceover, encouraging and warm. The beauty of physical activity is that it helps in so many areas: mood, energy, balance, and sleep. You don't have to become an athlete. You just have to keep moving even a little bit every day. Your body and mind will thank you at night when you slip into a more peaceful, natural sleep. Remember, better sleep starts with small steps taken during the day.